Whoa. What is going on?
Trades and trades and more trades. Welcome to the show. We're here. It's the Trade Tracker. Gotta let you know all the good news is going on right now. It's your boy DJ MC. Yes, I'm here. And we got breaking news all over. It's not really breaking news. I mean, nothing major. We just counting down to the NBA trade deadline. You guys get to the log on. I can't find my phone there. It's all good. Anyway. As of right now, the only breaking news, well, it's not really breaking news, but Anthony Davis has been traded to the Dallas Mavericks. I said Anthony Davis traded to Dallas Mavericks. That's how you start a stream. No, well, Anthony Davis from the Mavericks have been traded to the Wizards. Wizards got a solid team over there. Dallas got a bunch of draft picks to build around Cooper. They about to go into that phase, so it's about to be interesting, man. It's about to get interesting. Right now, we got, let me see. New York got Jose Alvarado from New Orleans, and New Orleans got Dalen Terry. I guess. Utah filling up their team. I don't know why. You know, Utah always make a run every once in a while, every couple of years. You know, they'll make their runs and stuff like that. That's just how their team flows. Oh, okay. Milwaukee got Nick Richards and Nigel Davis. They gave up Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey. They got some weird trades. Nothing that moves the needle. Toronto got Chris Paul. I guess they're gonna waive him, which is wild. Glad the Lakers got rid of Gabe Vincent. Now, here's what the conversation I got right now. I'm glad I finally found something I wanted to talk about. Gabe Vincent and Luke Kennard. Now, Luke Kennard right now is the top 3-point shooter in the league as far as percentage. I mean, he's not taking that many, but he's taking enough that he's making some noise. So, like, if you go to the Lakers and he can't hit no threes, I'm tired of it. It's the Lakers curse. I don't know what it is, man. Like, all the top shooters come to the Lakers and they can't score. Right now, he's shooting at like 49%. That means he's shooting damn near half. Every shot he's shooting half percentage. You gotta do something, man. You gotta do something. Had to get Gabe Vincent out there. Gabe Vincent we got fleeced, right? We got him from Miami, you know, after Miami made that championship run, you know, he was making some noise. But guess what? Miami fleeced us. You know why? Because he's a second-round pick. So right now, what you seeing from Gabe Vincent, it's second-round pick type of vibes. These guys are wild, man. Let's go to some.
It's almost like JJ Redick traded for JJ Redick when he was player. Well, do guys like that.
And he also has a LeBron connection. He outscored LeBron in Ohio high school scoring record.
That's
he passed LeBron's record.
See what he's talking about
a good
on here,
move.
right?
And the Lakers didn't have a lot to work with unless they were willing to give up that 2031 or 2032 first-round pick. Thus far, they've been able to upgrade offensively. They're maintaining that cap space that they have this summer, close to $60 million projected. That can allow them to be players in a lot of things because they also keep that first-round pick. They'll have up to 3 first-round picks to trade this summer.
Yeah, so the thing to me is the Lakers have $100 million in cap space they can have. The real question was, would they eat into that cap space for somebody now? The answer is no. So where do you think their upside is this season now, Dave, looking at this roster?
I mean, they've been a team where they've looked like they could beat anybody on any night, and they've also been a team where they look like they could lose to anybody on any night. One thing that's been strong, a consistent strength, is their clutch time performances. If you get into a late game situation, you have LeBron and Austin and Luka as the decision makers, you kind of like your chances, and you get another guy maybe who can spread the floor for you a little bit in Luke.
Kennard could be drawn up for some of those plays. All right, Malika, we'll see if anything else happens with the Lakers, but that might have been it.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye on Los Angeles. And look at this, our beautiful studios. Back over here we come. Kenny, you were making some hand signals as we were seeing.
I'm just super disappointed.
Why?
Because Danny Green, a Tar Heel, said that Luke Kennard, Duke, can shoot better than him. What is going on in the world? If I come to ESPN,
the world
is changing.
It's the that's a can of worms there. But yeah,
there's no admittance ever that those guys in Durham can do anything better than us in Chapel Hill.
I'm glad that you were standing on your principles here, Kenny. But you know who else was standing on some principles coming into the season, even in the last couple of weeks? We'd heard from Rich Paul again and again that his thoughts were that this Los Angeles Lakers roster wasn't enough. And we know that the Lakers have plenty of questions to answer here. Do you think this move went anywhere towards putting a drop in that bucket?
Well, I don't know if shooting was lacking, but I don't know if that's the reason why they're losing. I think the defensive perimeter defense is a big part.
Sure.
That they cannot keep people out of the paint. Mm-hmm. So guys are shooting threes, but they're also having rim runs. So I don't think they've addressed the defensive athleticism on the perimeter.
And this might be it, Bobby, for the
we
Lakers.
never do enough. It's Rob Pelinka. I've been trying to tell people, man.
Team so much.
I mean, we've been saying that for years, man. Rob Pelinka is our #1 problem, guys. He don't have no connects. You just sum up with this dude, man. I don't get it, man. It's kind of frustrating as a Lakers fan.
Printed out, or just get it patented here. This is what we've been talking about since LeBron opted into his contract. They preserve cap flexibility, but for who? It's an older free agent class. They've got 3 first-round picks starting in the offseason, 26, 31, and 33. How are they going to build the roster around Luka and Austin Reeves will be the question going into the offseason.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Bobby, is that the big three in L.A. has only played together 9 games this season. So they're getting Austin Reeves back. You can consider him a trade deadline acquisition, getting him healthy. Kenny's point, they have the worst rim protection in the NBA. They have a hard time guarding on the perimeter. Adding Luke Kennard gives more shooting for Luka and LeBron, but doesn't answer the biggest defensive efficiencies that team has.
Everything come out of Rich Paul's mouth is not the gospel, but I actually agree with him on this one.
All right, coming up here on NBA Today on our trade deadline special. Perk, let's check in on Ja Morant, shall we?
Trade deadline
Ja Morant
special.
better check in on Ja.
I still haven't heard anything from about Ja Morant. That's which is wild. That's really, really wild, y'all. Usually by now you would have heard something about him. Got somebody want him, yeah. I don't see why not. You gonna need some right now. You gonna need some guards right now, definitely. If not, they're gonna be hurt. I don't understand it. But Luke Kennard right now for the Lakers should be a good look if he can hit those 3-point shots, because that's mainly been our problem. Like, we just can't get nobody getting hot consistently. You know, we need that player that's being consistent. Like LaRavia, just think about when LaRavia get hot, he getting us 27. We unbeatable. Now we got AR back. Now we got AR back, man. We should be like rolling. We can see, man, we got a lot of Caucasians on the team, which is abnormal, like I said. Like for a real dominant team, man, you gotta have them boys, them athletic dogs, man. And Kennard is not no athletic wingman. I mean, we thinking offense. And that's cool and everything, but man, you need to do more than that. Chicago getting a whole bunch of players. What are you going after? They must be going after Giannis in the off season. Giannis, ain't nobody saying nothing about Giannis. Atlanta gonna look good. They got 1,000 wing players. Good Lord, Atlanta. And it's gonna be a big team But the problem with that team is they're not gonna have that one star that's gonna like take them over the hedge. It's too many wings, too many players that do the same thing. Like, bro, you got a team full of players that do the same thing. Like, who does that? Golden State been wanting Kristaps Porzingis for a minute. That's a steep price for somebody who stay injured. Like, they don't even know what's wrong with him. He just got some kind of viral and something wrong with him. I don't know. Golden State fleeced us for a second round pick. Why? Why? Jake Tyrus Jones is a good acquired from Charlotte because he passed the ball. They got a good team over there in Charlotte, man. They're growing. Now they need one dominant big man, and they'll be a quality team. They might make a playoff push this year. You never know. OKC. Utah got Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball body is breaking down, man. He just can't stay healthy. So it's hard for him right now.
Well,
Let's scoot through these commercials. See what they saying about Ja.
Ja Morant, ball in his hands. Ball with no limit, yeah. 12.
Might Ja Morant be on the move? Well, he started the season slowly. He dealt with some injuries, some instability with his role, but he started to
I would be
turn
mad
around
as
over the
hell.
last couple of months.
I'm gonna say this. I would be mad as hell if I was Ja Morant right now if they left me in Memphis with that team that did. I mean, you just got rid of all your players. Desmond Bain is in Orlando balling. JJ is gone to Jazz, and that team gonna ball. Man, I mean, they got to get rid of him today. I don't know who gonna get to take him though. Like, maybe Miami.
And even with that, the landscape in Memphis, it has changed. They've pivoted in direction. They traded Jaren Jackson Jr. and seem to be shifting a little bit younger, maybe even towards a rebuild. So let's welcome in our reporter who covers the Memphis Grizzlies. Howdy, Tim McMahon. What can we expect here from Ja Morant as the deadline approaches rapidly?
Malika, the party's over in Memphis. They've got to find Ja a ride out of there. I would say home, but they've got to find him a new home or he's going to stick around. And look, they were able to get a bundle of picks for Desmond Bain. Same thing with Jaren Jackson Jr. That is not there for Ja Morant. In fact, he might have negative value in the trade market because of the risk, because he has 2 max years left on his contract. I was told by one of the teams that's been frequently linked to Morant in speculation, they would have to be incentivized to consider taking Ja on. In other words, the Memphis would have to send picks, attach picks with Ja to move him on. Now, 90 minutes left, we'll see what happens, but it has been a rough market for Ja, and there's no signs that's changing.
All right, 90 minutes left. We'll see if that changes. Tim McMahon, thank you so very much for that insight. As we welcome Chiney Ogwumike into the desk here for our trade deadline special.
Hey, girl.
Golf clubs. Yeah, Kenny's always bringing the golf clubs here. Brian, I mean, is there what's the value for Ja Morant around the league right now?
Well, something that McMahon just said there. My gosh, the idea that a team wouldn't just want Ja, but would actually want a draft pick in addition to Ja. And I think that's because the $87 million that he is owed after this season over the next 2 years, I think this is an incredible buy low opportunity in terms of what you'd have to trade for him. But the problem is it no longer becomes a low price when you owe him the $87 million. And so you look at a team like the Bucks. The Bucks are a team that has been desperate to find people to put next to Giannis. And if they think about trying to trade for Ja, it's like, okay, but if Giannis still wants to leave, now you're stuck with that $87 million and you're starting to rebuild. So if his contract was just a year shorter,
as opposed to a couple of years he has left,
he would have gotten traded weeks ago.
Okay.
But if he's going to get traded at some point, whether it's in the next hour or whether it's this summer, and he's going to have an opportunity. Somebody's going to get a great opportunity. I don't know if he's going to take advantage of it, but there's going to be an opportunity for somebody with Ja.
But it seems like that's the disconnect, right? It seems like the value of Ja Morant at his peak, there's immense value there, and yet the around the league, people aren't jumping.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
It's
this
crazy.
situation
If
really
you
makes
don't
me
get
sick
picked, man, that's
because
crazy.
There are a lot of people that are fans of Ja Morant. He is box office. Everyone knows his talent is through the roof, his athleticism, but there are questions about his sustainability on the court. He's only played 37% of the last 3 seasons, which is not great, and also the fit. Because when you're someone that athletic, right, you have to show that you can expand your game. And I do believe that the system that the Grizzlies had,
went to the
change
conference
that they had did
finals
not
with this
benefit his
boy,
game
man,
at all.
so.
Knocking down outside shots, absolutely need
Don't
a 3
play
as
like
a
he's
guard
not
in the
like a
NBA.
top
And these
player.
are areas of growth for him, but nonetheless, you can't keep him in front. You
can
can't
win
keep him
with this guy.
downhill
Come on,
from
yo.
getting downhill. Those are his strengths. So I do think it's a tough situation overall, and you hate to see it because this is a guy that people want to see in prime time.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, if we can honestly
Perk,
speak,
get him, Perk, please.
Ja Morant trade value and everything that's happened after his off-court incidents. So after the suspension, now you're not working out with the team. Now you're prone to injuries. All of that comes from the stem of what happened off the court. And that is also the reason why, with his talent, people are apprehensive to say, well, we should make this move with him having max dollars. His talent is undeniable. LeBron James wasn't the greatest three-point shooter.
That's wild, man.
Dunk on people and Ja Morant is the mini version of that. It does not matter. People are worried if they also trade for him, his sustainability off the court as well as on the court. So now he has two-edged sword that people are worried about, Perk. It's not just one edge. It's both edges of the sword that they're worried about.
I usually joke when I say this little scene.
Man, the trade deadline is going crazy right now, man. And this is
he has one foot on the
man.
grave, the other on the banana peel when it comes down to his career. Ja Morant better wake the hell up, because in 2 years after this contract, he could find himself out the league. It is disturbing to hear that a guy that won, we're talking about former Rookie of the Year, All-NBA player, All-Stars, a guy that was on the verge of being the face of the league, and a team can't trade you. They can't trade you. Nobody wants you. And they're telling teams that, hey, if we get you, y'all gotta put something in there. Y'all gotta send Ja in the first round. It should be the other way around. And if this not a wake-up call for Ja, I don't know what else is going to open his eyes, right? Because you think that your value is high. You think, hey, if Memphis, you're not the place, I'm Ja Morant. No, that's not the case no more. And that's when you look at the bigger picture. Forget the fact that they can't trade him. That's one side of it. But we're talking about a guy that's a supermax player that's on the verge of no team wanting him and possibly could be out the league in the next 2 years?
He's not going to be out the league.
37% of his games in the last 3 seasons, Shania.
Yeah, and I love that you're going there because in my heart and my soul, I feel like this is a make or break moment for him no matter what happens because we know what's happening with the Memphis Grizzlies. They're in a rebuild, and wherever he ends up, when that destination is set, that's the opportunity that he has to seize. And you mentioned it.
You know it's wild, right?
Absolutely undeniable. No one can stop this right here in the NBA. He averaged the second most drives per game of the last 5 seasons.
It's wild. I'm going to say this, y'all. It's wild that we are saying that about a guy who only because he flashed his gun, his career is over off of flashing his gun. That's wild. We're not talking about the skill of this player. We're not talking about none of that. It's like off-court stuff and immaturity. You get him out of Memphis, man. You know how Memphis really is in real life. He got to have that tough guy image, man. He tough in Memphis, man. It's a hardcore city. They need to actually move it from Memphis. It's not hey, man, people don't go to that many games out of Memphis, bro. Trust me. Without Ja, they don't have nothing else, man. For real, y'all. Come on, man.
Look at him getting to his bag downhill. This is what he's great at, just exploding. It does not matter if the help defender is there. You see the nice little up and down to finish that shot. But this is what separates him. You mentioned LeBron James, the comp. well, if he was a guard, it's this guy, because we say blocked by James, blocked by Ja. On both ends of the floor, Ja Morant is an absolute game changer.
Exactly.
And when things settle down, I do believe that he's had a lot of time to think when he was out there so far. You know, there were high moments, there were low moments, but that is a talent that is capable of transforming a franchise, but that opportunity does not come 1, 2, 3 times in the association. The next one is the most important.
Yeah, I have a saying, like, from a distance, yelling can seem like passion or it can seem like anger. And so what he's doing, the perception of how he's doing is anger, and it gives the wrong perception. He has to also change the way he has his demeanor, because then he could lead teams, because he has the talent to lead, but to be also a leader and all of those things, your perception has to change when you walk into the building.
Man,
because,
people,
yes,
let me
the
tell y'all
Memphis
something,
Grizzlies, at some point, this is going to end. When he
Nah, for real. Let me really tell y'all something. People don't know how much Dillon Brooks means and what he brings to the table. That leadership that he brought over there, he made Ja Morant look like a leader, made him look like he was this big guy. What's name? That was Dillon Brooks showing him how to operate, bro. Do not let this guy fool y'all, man. For real, man. This is wild.
He goes to his next stop. He has an opportunity to possibly make a team a championship contender because of his talent.
Right.
But now does he have the leadership skills, the ability to bring others, to help others, to bring – those are the things that are in questions that the great players we never question.
Intangible.
We're not questioning those things about Giannis.
Yeah.
Can he lead? Has he no, we
the
never.
ethic, yeah.
But talent-wise,
we didn't. When did we start questioning
Giannis, all of these guys are the same.
But think about it. It took for Luka to get traded for him to actually wake up. No, I'm saying for him to wake up even more for a level of accountability of just addressing his weight and him being in shape.
Yeah.
Right? It took for him to open his eyes. You know what I mean?
Cover of Men's Health.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was
out of shape to be on the cover of Men's Health.
But I think of this season when he said, like, when he was asked about whether or not he still has joy in playing basketball, and he said that he didn't think so. And Ja Morant, when he is joyous, is so much fun to watch. And I think all of us as basketball fans hope to see that again soon.
The league ain't gonna just wait on him.
Let's go from being fine in the West to elsewhere in the West, right? The Warriors, they traded Jonathan Kuminga, but Hield also on the move. They're headed to the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for Kristaps Porzingis. This finally ends the Kuminga era saga that was unfolding for the last couple of months in Golden State. So let's try this again. Welcoming back in our Warriors reporter, Anthony Slater. Slater, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Sorry, Steph pulled the plug. That was the problem.
I figured maybe that was it. Loud and clear. Slater, what can you tell us about how this trade went down yesterday, and then what that means for what could be next in the Bay Area?
You got to make some things
happen.
happen.
They struck out on Giannis. That's just the reality. They're behind me right now. The mood is light. I mentioned Steph was actually just here joking, saying he was going to turn on the show, but they went to their small swing, and I think it was a silent admission that, you know, like the championship hopes are not necessarily there. They didn't get Giannis, but Porzingis is a guy they've targeted since the Boston days as a stretch, you know, center that can rim protect next to Draymond Green that they think can help. They think he might be as healthy as early as Saturday. They heard he's basically cleared to play. So they're going to try to kind of go for it to a small degree this year, and then they held their draft ammo for this summer. We'll see if they get back in the Giannis sweepstakes or do something bigger. And then the other part of this is it's finally an admission of the Jonathan Kuminga organizational failure. They didn't develop him. They didn't cultivate the relationship well enough. They weren't able to maximize him, and they basically gave away another lottery pick and didn't get much back.
All right, so it sounds like the Golden State Warriors, they have made their moves for now. Slater, thank you so very much for that insight. As we say hello to our Andscape senior writer, Mark Spears, who covers this team incredibly closely. Should we expect anything else in the next 90 minutes from the Golden State Warriors?
Well, at 9 o'clock hour Pacific, I was asked if the Warriors were done, and I was told no.
Okay.
They're still working on doing some things. Obviously, this is the B selection, the B thing. They tried to get Giannis before they decided not to.
Why
move
would they
Giannis.
think they get Giannis?
Move to Porzingis. I asked her if they worried about the POTS, the immune disorder that Porzingis has been going through, and they said no. If he's healthy, I think he fits in great. Perk probably disagree with me, but hey, he's a big-time shooter from outside. He's a rim protector.
I mean, he give him a lot of everything.
He's kind of the guy that they've been looking for.
It's kind of the guy that they thought Al Horford would be in some ways.
Yeah,
Al
more
Horford
athletic.
Al Horford was him with Porzingis. Remember that? They were together.
Yeah, they was together.
A combination of those, Spears. You know, so I think in terms of, you said Golden State not finished, what else?
It's how I would go, y'all. It's definitely how I would go. So
Draymond, you know, I'm not saying they would move Draymond.
In the next 90 minutes.
Hey, you know, I texted with Draymond yesterday. I think he's waiting till the buzzer sounds.
This is the beauty, Kenny, of the trade deadline, is that anything, we mean anything.
One GM came in to us one year and said, some of y'all better have some U-Hauls in front of your house today.
Oh.
I was like, oh, somebody's getting traded.
But hey,
that's honesty right there.
When did Joe teammates say anything is possible, right? Like when it's not over yet, I think they're still working the phones.
I'm going to invest in U-Haul next year. This is really good.
This means anything can happen.
He's still working.
Shams working.
We should just sell a special access channel to this shot.
I think that the subscriptions to that would be off the chain.
I like that room.
Our trade deadline special. We'll be right back.
That's his house.
Oh, this is cool.
all right, this deadline is going crazy right now.
Does Harden make the Cavs a legit title contender?
Well, they feel like it improves their chances this year, even though Harden is 36 years old and they probably maybe shorten their window. They got to get Donovan Mitchell into a contract extension this summer. They got to try to win the Eastern Conference right now. They haven't made it to the conference finals with this group. They think James Harden can get them there.
Well, this is certainly a win-now move. Those wins that you just heard were actually Chiney Ogwumike. So let's go to DC, Chiney.
Yeah.
The Wizards, they traded for AD. What does this mean for them?
It means that we have to take the Wizards seriously. I love this. This pick-and-roll combination between Trae Young and Anthony Davis is going to be wild because Anthony Davis
who knows, like with James Harden and LeBron James, I don't think either one of them are going to Brooklyn.
Which is defensively. You
but
see that swap
they're a
right
team
there?
that
So,
is going to have a lot of...
I got info everywhere, yeah. I'm looking everywhere.
Moving on up. Once they hit the floor,
yeah, it just
they got to hit the floor.
It's a win. It's a win.
Next
they hit
year.
The floor. Yeah,
Next
it
year.
may be delayed gratification.
Shoot, let's go to another.
Delayed but not tonight. I love that. In Boston, the
I got
Celtics,
another
they
one.
traded Anthony Simons for Bulls big
check
man
this one out.
Nikola Vucevic.
Have a
Perfect.
nice
Had a
pick
big
to
Vucevic
the
year-old
Houston
squad.
Rockets.
Yeah, I saw my brother in the chat. They popped this comment up there saying the Sixers were poverty. So things are going super well for him right now. But yeah, overall, we'll see what ends up happening here.
Working,
yeah,
we
good
working.
point, Stock Money. The fact that Minot has been out of the rotation for a little bit, but decent piece. You know, I don't hate the pickup for Brooklyn. And then we've got one more trade, is what we're hearing at this moment. We'll see what this is.
I saw it was Hunter Tyson on the move.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nets getting involved again. Hunter Tyson and the 2032 second-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets for the less favorable of the Clippers-Hawks 2026 second. Denver gets an open roster spot for the biomark and gets out of luxury tax. Also big because it's something else that allows him to convert Spencer Jones, who's been so good. You talked about.
Yeah, they actually just did that too.
Oh, did they? Okay. Yeah, so Spencer Jones is someone who's been so good for the Nuggets this season. He's done big things for them in the absence of like Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson and all these injuries that they've dealt with. He's been fantastic. I mean, you talk about someone who just came in to a team that's hoping to compete for a championship and made an impact from the get-go. He's been that type of guy. So to see him get that converted contract is super cool. Congratulations, and super excited about him. And yeah, getting rid of Hunter Tyson, a 2032 second-round pick, which is crazy that we're talking about 2032 picks. It doesn't even sound like a real year. Never mind. You said at one point 2033 pick for Giannis. I'm like, oh my gosh, where did the time go?
Yeah.
So yeah, but Brooklyn doing exactly what they should do as a team that's rebuilding, just taking on salary, helping teams facilitate trades, taking on picks. They're doing all the right things. It's nothing sexy. It's what you got to go through when you're a rebuilding team. But I mean, hey, maybe there's a world where Hunter Tyson becomes something and you flip him, or Josh Minot, one of those guys could always work out in some decent way.
Totally. As you were talking, I was looking up the second round draft pick order, and this might not even be fully updated in a way. Like as of now, maybe before these trades have even gotten, only 7 teams own their direct second round pick anymore. So 23 of them have either been swapped or traded outright, and it's just like we see so many of these deals kind of go on the margins as well, where it's like the Nets are like, or the Nuggets aren't giving up anything valuable, like super valuable, to get out of the luxury tax, but we see this time and time again. Yeah. Miami did that with Hayward Highsmith in the offseason, and that's what rebuilding teams like Brooklyn should do. Help teams get out of the luxury tax. You're getting a swap, and who knows, maybe that's a chance where you can land a guy like an Andrew Nembhard or a nice second round pick that's maybe there between 30 and 40, and that's where the swap came in, rather than picking like 50 to 60, where the hit rate is a little bit lesser going forward. So they might seem, I think, smaller now, but hey, they could have ramifications down the line for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's random trades that pop up all the time. The Thunder right now have the Jazz's pick if it lands outside the top 8 because they took on Derek Favors' contract back in 2021. It's like stuff you never really think about. But yeah, some smaller trades going on right now. We are less than an hour away, though, from the trade deadline. I would go ahead and take a look at some players that are currently available, a big board of guys that could potentially be moved, and talk about some of those guys that, could find new homes. Speaking of that, by the way, you talk about the second round pick thing. The crazy stat, the fact that only Mitchell Robinson is he's the last guy from the 2018 draft, not that long ago, to be playing for the same team that drafted him. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, we've gotten closer. We're almost there. Appreciate all y'all's chats, by the way. Bulls need a big. Yeah, they kind of have a few guards, if you have noticed. Yes, Domantas Sabonis is someone we haven't talked about too much. We didn't get to talk him too much with Jake. But the fact that Jake said that that's kind of the big man market right now is like a Daniel Gafford and a Zubats makes me think that we're not really hearing anything on Sabonis. Draymond Green, it felt so weird to me. Because I didn't expect him to get Giannis, but Draymond's like talking his press conference like, if I get traded, like it's whatever, it's been a great ride. I was just like, I don't think he's going to get traded because I don't think they're getting Giannis. Is there still something insane out there that could transpire involving Draymond Green's contract? It just felt weird to me that, I know he's never really been in rumors like that before, but out of all times, he's like so clearly like, if this is it, goodbye, like I appreciate y'all and everything. It just felt weird and like very pointed to me, the fact that he made the decision to do that.
For sure, and it's like his contract where he could be a free agent technically this summer, but Draymond in like mid 20 millions, like would he actually opt out of that going forward? Like we never really got to quantify the value of what Draymond Green would be on the trade market, because I think he's one of those players that is so valuable to Golden State, but you really got to have him in the right system anywhere else. And we've never seen Draymond play without Steph Curry really in his career, so we would like have to wait and see. And is he still going to be that defensive enforcer, that rim protector, kind of that middle linebacker out there that can call out plays for everybody defensively, or just be the quarterback of the defense in a way? So I wondered, if it was Milwaukee, but then why would Milwaukee want Draymond? So like, would they reroute him to somebody else? He's always kind of been linked in the past, I feel like, to the Pistons because he went to school at Michigan State, so he could return there to Michigan in a way. I mean, the Warriors trading Kuminga for Porzingis, it's a team optioning Kuminga for an expiring in Porzingis. I am thrilled about the concept of Steph and KP, but it's just, I was thrilled about the concept of Trae Young and Kristaps. We've just seen Kristaps struggle to stay healthy on the floor. He's dealt with some like Achilles injuries this year. He's got the illness as well that's kind of been coming up with him dating back to the playoffs last year. So this, I still think, is a solid lineup, and hey, you're at least trying something around Steph, especially if Kuminga had next to no value on the market.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on like them adding Kristaps? Do you think it really changes where you could see them heading down the stretch?
Not really this season. As soon as Jimmy goes down, like if they had Porzingis and they still had Jimmy, I'd be like, whoa, like this is something.
Yeah.
You do have to think about Porzingis' health. Like I don't know how often he's going to be able to play, but at least I like them taking a shot on something. And if Porzingis, maybe he really shines in the few games that he plays, but he doesn't play a lot. And then now that he's already here in your system, maybe you re-sign him this offseason for relatively cheap, like below the value he might have gotten otherwise. Because the concept of Porzingis is perfect next to Draymond Green and next to Steph Curry. I like him a lot for this team. He's been so impactful. All like the advanced metrics say that when Porzingis is out there, he's one of the more impactful players in basketball. It's just how often is he actually going to be out there? And beyond this season, he is an expiring contract. Will he be there when Jimmy Butler comes back? I've seen a lot of Warriors fans, be mad that this is the move that they made, that they didn't get Giannis or nothing else happened. It just wasn't realistic, in my opinion. I never really saw the Warriors as like that serious of a Giannis suitor, or to make anything happen beyond Porzingis or some other minimal upgrade, because they don't have like the most intriguing package of young players, especially with the Kuminga thing. Like there were some Warriors fans that were sad they got Porzingis for Kuminga. I think getting that is great. Like that's a great ultimate addition. And Kuminga, he wasn't being played. Everybody knows that Kuminga hates you and that you hate Kuminga. So you have no leverage there. Honestly, I don't really love it that much from the Hawks perspective. I don't love Kuminga as a fit next to Jalen Johnson. I think it's kind of wonky. The good thing is that Kuminga isn't like on your books super long term. So if it doesn't work out, you can still get off of his money pretty quick.
I wanted to check out this big board that's left over right now. Giannis, Ja Morant, Jaden, Gafford, Maturin, Mathurin. That'll be a good person that Lakers need to get, Benedict Mathurin. We give up, what's the boy name? Rui. Roy would fit in Indiana. He'll do good in Indiana. Cam Thomas, no, we don't need hit Zubac. No, we need some guys who can go up there and monkey dance on the rim. Gafford. We should have got Porzingis. I don't know, man. Man, what are you doing? Wake up, Rob Pelinka. Wake up, man. What are you doing, bro?
Quickly here, and you do take a chance on a younger player for a guy who's expiring. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't know. I don't see a world where Kuminga makes a lot of sense to Jalen Johnson. I'm just not the biggest Jonathan Kuminga upside guy the way that some people are.
Yeah, it's really weird what Atlanta's trying to do right now. I kind of thought about this too. Like, they kind of remind me of the Pelicans. I think they have a lot of like individual talented players, but do they really just like work together on a basketball court? I think we're just throwing a bunch of different things out there. It was like Trae Young with Porzingis. Now it's McCollum out there and Kuminga out there. And it's going to be interesting to see how they look towards the end of the season. Now, for them, it's just like, if it works, great. We have this asset in Kuminga. If it doesn't work, like you said, off the team option. And we don't own our first round pick, but we own the Pelicans Bucks, which is like, you're going to have 2 bites at the apple that can get you a lottery pick either way. So honestly, I agree. I don't like the fit either with Kuminga in Atlanta, but I think like long-term, based on Kuminga's age, what he could maybe be, it at least excites me.
Zubac to the Pacers right now. Oh my God. Let's see what else going on. Trade Tracker, show me what's going on. Let's see. Pacers have gotten Zubac from the Clippers. Clippers said we moved in our stadium now, man, so we can just. Where is it? Refresh it. Oh, I'm at the wrong side. I don't see anything. Man, what teams like Brooklyn doing right now, man? I don't understand what Brooklyn doing. I don't see anything about that, though.
A little bit, but I do agree in terms of basketball court, like.
Of all this is that free agency, Zubac, how will he fit next to Tyrese Halliburton? There are some people who would say that James Harden turned Zubac into X, Y, and Z and that pick and roll pairing in Los Angeles, but Zubac is a damn good player in his own right. He was the Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's got touch in the pocket. He can turn over both shoulders. He's not the stretch pick and 5, though, that, I guess, pick and 5. He's not the stretch 5 man, that pick and pop guy that Miles Turner was with Indiana, though. So I'll be curious to see exactly how he fits.
Let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. He will be good with Tyrese Halliburton when he get back, because Tyrese pushed that ball, and this guy finishes at the rim. Zubac finishes good at the rim, so
Tyrese Halliburton.
Good trade for the Clippers.
Has never played really with that like consistent role man. Like Pascal's more of a short, mid-range kind of guy. Turner pick and pop dude. So that fit will be intriguing to see exactly how it works out. But clearly the Pacers think it's enough value, enough importance to go out and get it done. Again, waiting on the terms still. I do not have them. So that'll be the other. I mean, the Pacers are going to have to send out roughly $20 million in salaries. So whether that's Obi Toppin or a combination of Benedict Mathurin and some other stuff. I mean, I'm pulling up their salary sheet right now.
Yeah, I made a trade. My mock trade was Jarris Walker, Benedict Mathurin. Those two guys make the money work, Mathurin and Jarris Walker, alongside draft capital. Because, I mean, I know they want that 2027, cap space available. Jarris Walker would expire by that point. Young player to take a chance on Mathurin, also kind of see how it goes. That was what I kind of envisioned for the trade. I'm just really curious about, the pick value. Like, how many did they get back? You said that they were, like, asking for a lot that it was going to be multiple first-round picks. I mean, is there a world where it's their pick this year? I would imagine they would really not want to give that up, but to prize
I'd be
Zubac's
shocked.
away.
I'd be shocked if they. I mean, look, if they give up this year's first, great work from the Clippers. Great work from the Clippers. But I would be surprised because this whole strategy from Indiana was we're taking a gap year, we're going to reap the benefits of it, tanking-wise, because they have all their draft picks. And then they're going to get a center in the door, have him move forward next year with whatever this top pick is and compete right back in the top of the Eastern Conference. That's their goal. So I would be surprised if that 26th pick is gone.
And it's wild to think about that they lose Miles Turner in free agency, and now Zubac is going to cost less against their cap sheet than what Miles Turner inevitably got from the Milwaukee Bucks going forward. And you just having like a floor-spacing power forward.
Swapping Darius Garland for James Harden, also dealing DeAndre Hunter in a three-way deal that brought back Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis. So Janae, Danny, let's check in the film room. How is this team going to fit together?
Welcome to our NBA trade deadline film room. I love it here because we've got the biggest board ever. And I'm not going to lie, James Harden going to Cleveland sort of was not on my bingo card, Danny.
Mine either. At first, I was like, what the hell's going on? But, I mean, now it's starting to make sense. As it's settled in, I like it. It's a good move for them.
It is. Let's check out their new lineup because shock me or stop me if you've ever heard this before. James Harden leads the NBA in total isolations. Now they have another guard in their lineup as we zoom in here on James Harden. I'm really excited about this. Let's start, though, as we dive into the tape, with the pick and roll, because James is a master when it comes to this aspect. You set good screens like John Collins does right here. He is so good that he attracts so many double teams, more than Darius Garland. But what's his signature move?
Step back.
Yeah, he should have patented that. But look at him, one-on-one in isolation.
But two step backs.
Exactly, Danny.
But 1-2 step.
But this is what separates him, his ability as a facilitator. Can you walk me through this play and this pass, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, he is the system, and there's a reason why. He can draw two, draw three. They have a great setup for him. Pick and roll, so much attention. That behind the back pass, wide open floater for Zoo. He's going to have a lot of food on plates for these big men, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They can eat tonight, like when they get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the big men, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, they are absolutely going to thrive with a guy like him. He plays great with bigs. But I feel like you should not get lost in the sauce
I think
when it comes to analyzing the starting lineup.
He's going to get that boy a lot of open buckets.
Absolutely going to help Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell will get a lot of easy
Mitchell
buckets.
Is having a career year, but now you add in the fact that James Harden demands more double teams than Darius Garland.
No,
you're going to see right here, it's going to create easy looks. He did this with Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I mean, that Indiana series that comes to mind with Donovan Mitchell, he just ran out of gas. He had to bring the ball up the floor. He was tired, fatigued. James Harden could play point guard, take some off his plate, draw two, as he always does, because he has that gravitational pull, and get open looks, not only for Donovan Mitchell, but everybody else in company on that team. As you can see, 2-3 guys, wide open corner. He's one of the best in the business at making this pass. Finding cross-court passes, open shooters, easy wide open knockdown shots for everybody in Cleveland.
Is that called the hockey assist? But us basketball players, we call it swing action. James Harden, we got a Clippers fan. I don't know if he's still in mourning because now he's in Cleveland. But I'm excited to see what James Harden does as a member of the Cavaliers. And I feel like this offense will go all the way up. Questions about the defense, but nonetheless, this is a team that has championship expectations the second half of the season, Malika.
I'm loving this film room edition, Danny and Janae. Thank you very much for that breakdown. Mark, you were in the Cavaliers locker room last night. You had a chance to actually talk to the team about how they're feeling about these moves. What did they say?
Well, respectful to the guy that left that they all love. They're excited. They're really, really excited. Yeah, 6 weeks ago, when the first conversations came about James Harden, Donovan Mitchell was aware of him, and he kind of filed it away. He didn't think anything was going to happen. This is actually somebody that Donovan knows. They worked out with Chris Paul and James Harden early in his career when he was with the Jazz. Made Adidas trips with him, but didn't think it was going to happen. And then boom, it did. Donovan told me he talked to James 2 days ago. He's going to talk to him today. This ain't going to be Shaq and Kobe. He's super excited to play with him. They both talked about how they need each other to win. He was impressed how James Harden knew their roster inside and out. They talked about how they were going to work together. And Donovan tells me he's just going to keep squeezing his brain and learn from him. Donovan's having an MVP year, but he said there's so many little things that James does that I could get better at that I'm going to do. I also talked to Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And Coach, you know this. Kenny, you know this. What did James do with Joel Embiid? He helped him get an MVP. What did he do with Zubac? He gave Zubac the best time
them
of his
big men,
career.
man, work good with
And
James Harden.
how did the young kids do? They do that, right? They're ready to eat, man. Jared Allen and Mobley, they're ready for these alley-oops, these easy buckets. They're about to eat. And this team feels like they've launched the place.
We got 40 minutes to trade, Ja.
Last thing I'll say about Donovan, he said this is the first time in his career that management said, I'm going to get you an A-star to join you. And he's really, really excited to be with James Harden.
And you can definitely start to feel it. James Harden posting on social media. But you said Ivica Zubac. We have breaking news here on the NBA Today Trade Deadline Special. Ivica Zubac is on his way to the Indiana Pacers here. Our Shams Charania has more. Shams, what can you tell us?
Malika, Ivica Zubac is going to the Indiana Pacers. I'm told Ben Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson, as well as significant draft compensation, is going to the Clippers. Still waiting on what that draft compensation is, but clearly the Pacers wanted a center after losing Miles Turner and free agency last offseason. That's what this has been about. They scoured the market, searching for centers, whether it was Daniel Gafford, Ivica Zubac, Yves Missi. There was a laundry list of big men that they were looking into and trying to find someone that Tyrese Halliburton was going to be excited about, someone that they could pair with for the next few years once Tyrese Halliburton is back next season from his torn Achilles. But this Tyrese Halliburton, Ivica Zubac pairing is something the Pacers are very excited about. They've landed Ivica Zubac from the Clippers.
They have the Pacers do their center of the
I
future.
do have details,
Okay.
Malika. It's Ivica Zubac and Kobe Brown for 2 first-round draft picks from the Pacers and 1 second-round pick. The first, one of the first is in 2029. It's unprotected from the Pacers. And then there's another one from this year that does have protection.
All right. Wow. A lot of picks flying around in this deal as well. Shams, thank you very much for that insight. We'll let you get back to work. Brian, this deal is so much bigger than just Ivica Zubac headed to the Pacers.
First off, the Pacers get their replacement for Miles Turner. They've been working on that for a while. Second off, Zubac just went kind of for more than Anthony Davis went for. That's another topic. All right, here's what I think is important. Number one, the Clippers appear to be in a significant retooling. I'll step away from saying rebuilding, but it sure looks like a rebuild to me when you trade for draft picks like this, Harden and Zubac. And so that begs the question, what about Kawhi Leonard? What about Kawhi Leonard? Okay, he may not be going in the next 36 minutes, but is this a precursor to looking at whether a Kawhi Leonard trade is coming this summer? He's got 1 year left on his contract.
Kawhi Leonard
Obviously, we've got
about to get traded. I just said that.
Investigation also going along. The second thing that people are blowing up my phone about right now is the cheers and celebrations in Oklahoma City because the Thunder have the Clippers draft pick this year unprotected. And now the Clippers pick has been soaring up. They were headed for the playoffs, in my view. Now they've traded Harden and Zubac here. They're going down. So this is improving Oklahoma City's opportunity to be in the lottery, which they're celebrating.
Okay, wait. There's so many tentacles to this trade here. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champs who are cheering and celebrating. We have the fact that Kawhi Leonard, a question that we've been asking, Ramona, is this spelling out the end of Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers?
About 12 hours ago, I was in the Clippers locker room, and I went to Kawhi Leonard, and I said, you know, I remember when they traded for James Harden, and this was like your big move. You had Paul George and James Harden and you, and there was that big three. You guys were going for it. It was just a couple years ago, and now those guys are gone. You're the last one standing. And he goes, yeah, does it feel like the end of an era?
That's
and he's
about
like,
as verbose as
yeah, it does. Those guys are gone. The players are gone. That's it. He's the last one standing.
Clippers said we built our little
the other night when James Harden was traded to Cleveland, somebody whispered to me, you know, watch Zubac now, because I don't think the Clippers are necessarily looking to trade Zubac, but there was a lot of good offers on him because he has a very good contract. He doesn't make as much money as some of these other front lines, Anthony Davis, as you mentioned.
Okay.
They could get 2 first-round picks for him. And he benefited so much from playing next to James Harden.
Golden State
probably a
better
declining
wake
asset
up.
now that Harden is
they
not
better
there.
go after Kawhi.
You know, one thing that teams
this show
don't
chance
realize, because
go after Kawhi.
It's kind of like when you look at your hand, you can only see the markings in yours. You don't see it.
That's
Pay
the
attention
play
to the
right
rest
there.
of the league. So as the Clippers were moving into championship contending, there's other teams that are making moves to do the same thing, and we're just going to figure out to see which ones work. And now we realize the Clippers weren't able to reach their goals at the Milwaukee Bucks when Damian Lillard gets hurt. Now they're reaching that goal. So everyone is moving simultaneously. So there is a continuity of movement that I think the world and the other teams forget. And they think that they're the last all and end all.
Well, and I think it's a great pickup, by the way, for Indiana. Obviously, this is a
really
really
is.
tough year for Rick Carlisle and company after making the NBA Finals. Halliburton recovering from the injury. But if he has a partner and Zoo, that's a great big man and a center that they can build with for years forward.
And a very good 3-year contract at less than $20 million a year.
Oh,
Excellent
my God.
value.
Excellent value.
I would not have traded him if I were the Clippers.
Oh, we have the first Brian Clapp of the show.
They got 2 firsts, Brian. They had no first, like forever. They all go to Oklahoma City. They now have 2 firsts.
Well, let's head back to the West here on our NBA Today trade deadline special. Still to come, are the Warriors and Lakers done making moves? We'll be right back.
Man, this is getting wild, y'all. That's one we didn't expect. Maybe these guys are taking a break. This Bleacher Report, they used to be on. I don't know. Something up with their stream, maybe.
Big for the Pacers, but also for the like. It is a lot to give up. That is scary. If that pick falls,
we don't know. We got NBA today, man. We got full
it's a
trades.
number 5. Like I know you're a little bit more than I am, but
Wagler's like for the protection. I love the way Jake did it, where he's like, it's the 2026 first, but, and then we get to the protections where it's just like a little bit suspenseful there. I think this is great for the Clippers in a way too, because say this pick does not fall in their possession, say the Pacers still win the lottery, and it obviously made sense for the Pacers to hedge their bet there and put a protection. The Clippers can still get a 2031 first, and we've seen like these firsts down the line either work out or not, but it's worth taking the chance on you if you're the Los Angeles Clippers in the direction that they're heading in moving forward. I think this is one of the more fascinating trades immediately. Like the Anthony Davis one broke my brain a little bit. I think this one's really interesting. I think because of the protections on it as well, where if they could fall between 5 to 9, which is definitely a realistic possibility, there is a chance that the Clippers are landing not a blue chip young player, but close to it. If they get 5 and they're able to get either Caleb Wilson or Keaton Wagler, or maybe it's Kingston Flemings from Houston, they now have some building block that we did not think they were going to even come close to this year unless they somehow traded Harden or Kawhi for a top 10 pick. So it reminds me, there was like a McCollum trade, I think with Josh Hart. It was like the Pelicans Blazers. I think there was something like this. It was a weird protection in a way.
Lonzo Ball needed to find a way
protection,
to Charlotte.
Going forward, where it was like pick 1 protected and then it dropped a little bit. So yeah, this is interesting for the Pacers, and you got to be excited about Zubats with Halliburton.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be great. Jake, we appreciate you, man, breaking the trade to us, breaking down the picks and everything like that. It's fascinating. This is one of those deals that I feel like I'm going to keep thinking about. Like, I don't really know what to think of. It is a lot, but I think it makes a good bit of sense at the same time. I love this. Would love to hear what y'all have to say in the chat. What are your thoughts on this trade? Like, how do you feel about the Pacers' involvement in this, the picks that they gave up, the Clippers? I think, again, I've made this point all throughout this season, which, by the way, Clippers picks so back on for the Thunder. Love to see that. I continue to make the point that the Clippers should sell high on some of these guys.
Yeah, because it makes all the sense in the world for them too, right? Because they could still create some cap flexibility this offseason. We just saw Nickeil Alexander-Walker go for the mid-level exception.
Yeah.
If you have that flexibility, you can really get a difference maker right now. And as you were talking, I wanted to pull up the pick odds. So they're currently pick 3 in the draft, with the Pelicans and the Kings being worse. I mean, there's a 20% chance 7% chance it falls to 7, 26% chance it falls to 6, 15% chance it falls to 5. That's not nothing. Like, there is a chance the Pacers lose their first round pick, but they clearly view it as a 4-person draft, maybe if it's Caleb Wilson at number 4. I love this part of like NBA trades. I know it can get really complicated with protections and swaps and conveying, but I think this is fascinating because it kind of gives us a hint on, the Pacers think it's a 4-person draft in a way, and they were willing to part ways with like whoever goes 5, whoever goes 6 in a scenario. So I wonder what's next for the Clippers. As Jake mentioned, like the Kawhi thing, I wonder if something actually did happen. I wonder if it would come down on the Clippers or it would come down on Kawhi or both.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how that would work if Kawhi got traded. Like,
right.
It feels, it's tough to punish a different team that trades for him. Like, they don't know that's going to happen. I would imagine it would mostly come down on the Clippers. I don't know. It's that's one of the most intriguing situations still in the NBA because it happened preseason before the year in the summer when it's like we don't know what the Clippers are going to look like, but it felt like they made some good moves. They were going to be competitive, but that's hanging over them. And they're hosting the All-Star game, and then Kawhi doesn't make the All-Star game. It's like, what's happening with that? Like, what is going on? He's now added to the game. I don't know. That feels like it's so up in the air, and I could see really anything coming from that. It makes sense, though, that teams probably wouldn't trade for Kawhi, not only because of the injury risk and, the ability to. Oh, yeah, I see Lacey me in the chat saying congrats on predicting
we
the
got
Zubac.
something.
Hey, we both get a check
we
on
can
the
take a
Zubac
check
trade.
mark. I'll take
Love
it.
to see that. Yeah, we'll take our check marks whenever. But yeah, I could see why teams would be hesitant to trade for Kawhi, not just because of
in the conference, and one of them is Steph Curry here. If you're in Golden State, coach, you have been.
They're going
How
after
are you
Kawhi.
feeling?
Obviously they were going for Giannis. That would have been the big sexy move to pair him with Steph Curry.
No big sexy.
That's not no big sexy. Not big.
I bet after Zubac left,
That's
let me
not
tell y'all
gonna
something
happen.
right now, and I really mean this, right? After Zubac left, I would have went instantly and got Kawhi. Like, come on, what you want for Kawhi? But guess what they did? They traded away Kuminga. They moved too fast. They should have waited a little bit. That's problems he should have did.
I'm happy for Draymond. I coach Draymond, a big fan of his, that he's going to be able to stay and hopefully finish his career in Golden State for everything he's done for that franchise and helping them win all those championships. But, the end of this season, Porzingis, it's going to be tough sledding to finish out this year. And I don't see them making a lot of noise come postseason.
Well, it is fortunate for Draymond, but, the greatest players in the world have been traded, especially at the latter part of their careers, and Draymond would be no exception if the team feels that they want to move on. And I think he understood that as well. I think that's why but the difference is everyone's not able to receive information. Some people you can't tell everything. They had to tell Draymond. He is someone who can actually take that information, receive it, come back today, and still be Draymond Green.
And be a pro.
And a lot of guys are not able to do that. And they know who to spoon feed and who actually just give the plate to.
And I think now the question turns to Steph Curry. He's had this injury that he's been contending with, and how long that could continue.
Right. So the thing is, they've crossed the Rubicon with Draymond. They've told him.
Let's pause these boys for a second. No,
that he will be involved in trade discussions going forward. So, okay, he's going to be at the rest of this season. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and it's a player option. So
we got 30 minutes to the
deadline. Do they revisit Draymond
yeah.
trade discussions in the offseason? And could they revisit Giannis conversations in the offseason? The second thing, as you said, Steph Curry is out right now with a sore knee. They said it's runner's knee. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's something that needs rest. And the question is, if with the Warriors not having really materially improved here, and I don't know what Porzingis is going to be able to give them, how much is Steph Curry going to be playing in the short-term future? Does the Warriors have control of their pick? I know people are probably like, why do you keep talking about players shutting down with their pick? The 2026 draft is very, very highly valued, and if you can't improve your team, through the trade deadline, you improve your team through the draft, and that's going to be a consideration for players.
I'm a little disappointed in a few teams in the Western Conference, Minnesota, the Rockets, and the Lakers, because we talk about how wide open the East is, which with the moves that's been made, I wouldn't necessarily say it's just wide open. I think we know who the top three dogs are. I don't know who the top three dogs are no more.
Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Trade deadline. We got 25 more minutes. We all still on this couch. I love to see it. Good job, gentlemen. We made it. Giannis still in Milwaukee. Josh still in Memphis. As of right now, have not refreshed the phone yet. But we got a full house here today in the arena. This is Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop. I'm merely a host, Josiah Johnson. We got NBA legend, current Arc Raiders player Gilbert Arenas.
Murderer.
Here. Gil, you can't say that on YouTube. Unaliver.
I'm a murderer. I'm a body. Unaliver.
Unaliver.
Sure
Gilbert.
Happy,
You were correct.
30 of them last night. 30.
How did you feel, Gil?
I feel great.
Okay.
You killed 30 people? 30.
And you was happy about it? On the video game.
Yeah.
Man, they ain't talking about that right now.
point guard by committee. Can you go point guard by committee into the postseason and have a chance to move forward? They're 27th in the league in assists per game, and they're asking guys to play a position that is something that is hard to do.
Very hard to do. You know, I think, first of all, I think the Rockets have made some really great moves over the last 2 years. That's put them in the position that they're in now. You know, but a Jose Alvarado he would be better fit for the Rockets than he actually is for the Knicks. He would have been more valuable, rather. Not better fit, but more valuable. Just someone who played that position. I do remember even the latter part of my
I don't see Lakers
career,
making no more trades, man.
And we played the Rockets again, and I come back into the locker room and see Akeem Olajuwon. He says,
see these boys talking about.
For you. So I got the big stuff, so I get rid of machines. Come on, y'all get home safe. Have anybody try to steal your stuff.
And then where they get you?
Huh?
Niggas robbing you. And
then I start getting, because they realize I got big guns, they start robbing me.
There you go.
Harriet, I started off. Harriet, come on, everybody, come on. Come on, get on safe, get on with your eggs and stuff. And then I started getting bodied. Get on with your
Come get your eggs. What is Black History? Turns you quick. This is a basketball show.
Shout out
we got NBA champion of the world, Swaggy P. Nick Young back here with us. To see the next to Swaggy, representing Tough Crowd and a card-carrying country club member, Mr. B. Brandon James.
Seeing Denver and pretty much everybody else with the Spurs knocking at the door. But now if you're the Lakers and Rockets, you saying, well, damn, we passed the halfway mark and guys are injured. We got a
There
real
was
shot.
like 9 or 10 guards traded in the last 3 days. Half of them went to the Bulls. Yeah. So it wasn't like the market was there.
All the Hornets.
Hey, here's the last question. So Minnesota, back-to-back Western Conference Finals.
Right, high bar.
They got Ayo. Cool. They went to get Giannis, didn't get him. Do they have enough coming off of that bench to provide a scoring boost? They got Naz Reid, but
it's not the bench, Coach.
You know,
do they have enough to make Ant-Man not get double teamed and he can be Ant-Man?
Because he talked about
it's really that's it because it's the guys that they're bringing in other than Randall. You know, those guys are they're not getting the attention.
Right.
So now
he can do his thing.
Where he can do his thing.
It sort of feels like we've been looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs have been hanging tough. They're ahead of schedule for the entire season. And that middle of the West through the play-in picture, it feels entirely fluid. Will any team
22 minutes,
try to
John.
bolster their roster with 22 minutes and 10?
22 minutes. See what these boys talking about.
And saying he might not play. SGA out of the mix for the World Squad. We might have some action. But as always, this show is brought to you by Underdog. Up to 5,000 times your entry, and it's not just football. They've got all the options. For the big game, Underdog's hooking it up with a big reveal. Just choose your player and see if you get a gimme pick. Underdog's available in most states, including Texas, California, and Florida. New customers get $75 in bonus entries when they play just $5 to get started. Just use code GIL when you sign up, and it'll load instantly. Underdog, make picks, win money with code GIL. And as always, if you can't watch the show live with us on YouTube, we have audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Let's start in the West Coast. So after officially requesting a trade when he became eligible on January 15th, the Warriors were finally able to find a market to fulfill Jonathan Kuminga's wish. Let's take a look at the details. The Dubs dealt Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Hawks Wednesday in exchange for Kristaps Porzingis. Warriors also sent Trace Jackson-Davis to the Raptors for a second-round pick. Kuminga and Hill join a Hawk squad fresh off trading former franchise cornerstone Trae Young. So Atlanta has a solid young core headlined by first-time All-Star Jalen Johnson, and they also have all-defensive first-teamer Dyson Daniels along with Nickeil and Alexander Walker and 2024 #1 pick Zachary Risache, while the Warriors get a rim-protecting big man in Porzingis. Porzingis has appeared in only 17 games for the Hawks this season after playing just 42 for the Celtics in 2024-25. He's been sidelined since January 7th. With left Achilles tendonitis, but the Warriors expect to have him back on the court soon. Gil, what's your reaction to the Warriors trading Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield to the Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis?
I mean, the fact that we could see both those guys was in the doghouse since last year. I mean, I don't know if it started with Buddy, but, you know, when he first got there, he was balling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was really, like, he was a real asset to the team, and then all of a sudden, his services wasn't useful, it seems like.
Yeah, why did he get in the doghouse? What? Why did he get in the doghouse?
I don't know. I don't coach him. I don't know. I'm not there. But it just seems like it from the outside.
It's like
playing
well, win a championship with the Warriors. It was hop on the group chat.
So, to finally see them guys leave and get a fresh start, especially Kuminga, going to a young team, they rebuilding. He's of age of that core group, so hopefully he can find a spot. But I know just mentally, for them to, just to continue your career and start your career is always a feel good. Right? Knowing we gotta leave, that's cool, but I get to, play the thing I've been playing since I was a little kid.
The situation with Kuminga got very nasty over the past several months, leading to his contract extension with the team, the 2-year deal with the team option in the second year, him wanting to be traded. Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. saying there was no market available for the request. But Swag, what do you think about Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield going to the Hawks, Kristaps Porzingis coming over to the Golden State Warriors?
Oh, man, it's great, for sure, especially just being in the corner and being able to be free. You ain't stressing no more. For my corner guys, I feel good for them. I'm happy for them. They go into Atlanta, they get a chance to play. It's a chance to show the world who you are. And for Buddy, you could use his services anywhere. So I don't understand why he get put in certain situations, because you need shooters in this type of era. And he's one of the best shooters out. So I'm just happy for him.
Mr. B, thoughts on the trade?
Thoughts on the trade? I don't know what the Warriors doing.
Not getting Giannis.
You give up 2 guys who can go for 30 any given night. Kuminga, he's going to a team with Quinn Snyder, who's a good coach, develop young players. They have a good young core over there. So he's definitely won that trade. The Warriors getting back Porzingis. He's only played 65 games maybe one time in the last 10 years. So, at this point, I don't really know what the...
Quick trade. The Mavericks trading, what's this guy name, man? Tyrus Jones, point guard. They got a point guard finally. The stopgap. Tyrus Jones played pretty good too. Get the ball to his players. Got him from Charlotte, so that's a good look. And then the Bucks and Suns have expanded to a 3-team deal to include the Chicago Bulls, Ousmane Dieng to Milwaukee, and Nick Richards to Chicago. Okay. They don't look too much. But yeah, the Charlotte Hornets are trading Tyrus Jones to Dallas Mavericks for Malaki Braham. I think that's how you say his name. Sources said. Okay. The Mavericks has had interest in the Jones this season. So yeah, man, we finding out information right now as it's happening. As we going, right? So let's see. Let's keep it going.
That's really snatching. Oh, watch it.
Malik Beasley.
Oh my goodness. That is at Ja Morant's peak. That is who we were talking about, Perk. That is the player that Ja Morant can be.
He can, if he want to be. Ja Morant gets in Ja Morant way. That's it. Look, one thing we can't deny is his talent, but the thing is we're here now in this space of talking what's next for him. And
I'm surprised nobody made a move on it. They're gonna he gonna get traded for a bag of chips too.
Shock the world and be the Ja Morant of old, absolutely. But he's gonna have to get his mindset back right. He's gonna have to get back into that mental place and learn and continue to grow as being a professional. It's less about what's on the floor and more about what's outside the lines.
They're really interesting when you think about Ja's career. Played for Taylor Jenkins, had a lot of success. They fired Taylor. They promote Tomas, their current head coach. And Ja and the new coach in this new system, they have not just been a fit, and for whatever reason, they're trying to figure that out. But the talent is there. I couldn't agree more with you, Perk. Now it's a matter of Ja looking within and saying, okay, What do I have to do to put myself back in a position to be the player I know I'm capable of being? Because having the game plan for a guy like Ja Morant, that would keep you up at night because he was slippery. He could get to the rim. He could dunk on you. He could make his teammates better. And I think the NBA is about that. Great players showcasing their abilities. And I want to see him get back to doing that.
Yeah, his as we all said, his skill is undeniable. There have not been many people in the NBA that has a skill set athletically from that position that he has. But the one thing about the greatest players that's ever...
So far, nothing right now.
The Warriors was really doing their thinking, but, you know, thank God Kuminga got out of there, and now he can really go to a system where they're young and, you know, the future is bright.
Let's shift over to this side of the couch to the distinguished gentleman from Oak Cliff Canyon. What do you think about Warriors finally ending the relationship with Jonathan Kuminga, sending him over to the Hawks along with Buddy Hield for Kristaps Porzingis?
Oh, no, I'm happy for the kid, man, first and foremost, to be able to get out of a bad situation. I'm pretty sure that this Porzingis trade could have been made sooner. Yeah, but no, it's one thing that you took from it, like, people wonder, like, Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga while they was in the doghouse. Those are two guys who didn't defer to Steph, right? They didn't. Like, we knew when Buddy touched the ball, you knew what he was doing with it. It was it was a kidding moment, but it was some truth in it a couple years when Buddy first got there and Steve Kerr was like, Buddy, meet Steph, the greatest shooter of all time. Like, meet him, like it was a joke, but it was some truth to it, right? So he never did. He never did defer to Steph, and we all knew Jonathan Kuminga didn't as well. So that's how they ended up at the end of the bench. Yeah, that part. They can talk about plus minus and this, that, and all that when they on the floor. All right, cool, but this is what it is. But no, yeah, I'm happy for Jonathan Kuminga get to go and play in front of up and coming. I'm saying the Atlanta crowd dope, man. Like they party in that joint. So the way he plays the game of basketball, they gonna embrace him.
Some things going on in
He was in Atlanta like too many blacks.
See what's going
teams
on
I think
here.
we should focus on in the next 12 minutes here as far as for a sense of urgency. Like if you're playing poker, it's okay to walk away from the table and regroup if you're the Memphis Grizzlies and figure it out this summer.
Is that going to happen this summer? What changes in his value?
I actually,
What's making them keep him and not play him?
Right now.
He's not playing.
I think if you can
It's
get him
weird.
back on the court for the next 6 weeks here, if he gets back from this injury, I think you kind of build that back up and then you get into the offseason. As we said, teams lose in the playoffs. There's a certain sense of urgency. Teams look at players a lot differently in July than they do in.
I'm apologizing. I remember the other day I took your board.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
you know what?
I took your board. I'm sorry. The board is back. No, it's yours. I didn't realize it was only yours. I tried.
You see when he starts cooking up over there?
apologize,
You see
brother.
when Bobby starts cooking?
Well, in our first segment, I was in Pasadena. I'm glad to be closer to you all.
I mean, Bobby's over there cooking at the big board. Shams is cooking with less than 12 minutes separating us from the NBA trade deadline. We're going to cross that deadline when we return.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
Not bad, y'all.
Nah.
At the point guard?
When it fits you. Nah, what's the name start?
Yeah, whatever it is.
The three was probably 20, 21.
something crazy.
I don't know who knows.
But you got Nickeil Alexander-Walker averaging 24 and 4. You got Jalen Johnson, the triple-double machine.
Yeah, Dyson's not starting, is he?
Yeah.
No, it's Walker. Right? Nah.
At the point guard?
Nah, what's the name start?
Yeah, whatever it is.
I thought he was averaging like a dub.
I like Jalen Johnson. I like.
They number
Nickeil
9
Walker.
in the East.
I like Walker. I like Johnson. I like Kuminga.
Yeah.
I like them. Yeah, I like them three out there together.
They need to run.
Yeah, they need to get up there.
They need to run and shoot.
Run and
So
shoot.
Kuminga would be what?
Well, that bitch just get up and yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like him because he's 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that means he can guard the 1, 2, and 3. That I do
He
like that.
defend now.
Yeah, that's what I said. I do like that.
You can use that. Look, trust
Hey, he
me,
actually is starting at the 2.
I know.
Daniel's starting at the 2, which is typically.
But he's the point guard.
But you got Nikhil, you got Dyson Daniels.
You have to put.
But he doesn't.
Jalen Johnson.
Now you got McCullough. You got McCullough coming off the bench, giving you 26. Daniels is the defensive guy. He ain't never gonna give you the offense.
That's what
Risha Shea. Jalen. I mean, Risha Shea gonna move to. I don't know. They got Kuminga and another shooter. Kispert can shoot it. He be out there shooting it.
He'll be all right.
You got C.J. McCollum on the bench, still playing.
Yeah, they got a solid core.
You know, it's just a tweaking your lineup, and then you can be good.
Yeah, they're in East.
I think they forming this lineup around Jalen Johnson's ability to pass and facilitate.
Seems like they're going.
That's why
you got somebody to go get a bucket in Kuminga.
That's why
You got
Dyson
CJ
all summer just hit the jump, just practices.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it, but
2,000-3,000 shots of just this. That's it. So you can wide open shots. You can hit that. Play your defense. 3-and-D. You're really a 3-and-D.
Hawks currently 9th in the East, 25 and 27 and won 5 of their last 7 games. Though it's the Eastern Conference.
This helps. No, getting Kuminga and Buddy Hill helps.
Yeah, they'll get the.
8 minutes
where they at
away,
now?
y'all.
Ninth. Oh yeah, they'll get the.
8 minutes away. You these guys talking about? Still on commercial break.
But 2 games away from the 7th seed.
8.
Nah, hey.
8th and 9th. 8, 9.
No, we do this every episode.
Yeah,
we do.
Me and you will talk some hoop. We'll talk some hoop. We're not gonna do the hypothetical shit. Hey, if they can go on a little streak.
What they going?
They 9 with what they got.
They gonna take?
They're 9 with what they got though.
But still.
They're 9 with what they got. McCullough with McCullough, Dyson, and just Nikhil and Jalen Johnson.
But Orlando's in the 8th.
Exactly.
They're not better than Orlando. And Orlando playing crazy.
He is in the 7th. He's worse than both of them teams.
They're all playing.
They playing better.
And they missed Trey
He
all
got
year.
a culture though. That's the only thing.
And they missed Trey all year.
They most of them wins without Trey Young. And then you've gotten better since you got rid of Trey, I think.
And you got some impact players coming in that can help you get. And look, you got what the Raptors at 6.
So I like CJ over there.
They
CJ,
5 games down.
Yeah, but for sure.
They can win. They can win.
But I don't. Only spots him taking is probably
7.
What's their record now?
They'll be in a
25 and 27. And Raptors are 30 and 22.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they have enough to get in the play-in.
Because they'll be like
So they got 30
Toronto
games
kind.
left.
To get to play in, they at 9.
They got 30 games left. They can shit. Of them 30?
7 minutes for the trade deadline officially.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah, but I think
a fine city, Gil.
They do
like you said, they need to get up and down the floor, run, man, defend, have fun, get up, make teams play with them.
Compete.
Great. That's what people don't understand.
Underwhelming, man. Nothing so far. Nothing so far.
Still don't make the NBA. The NBA is not
Nothing
about
major.
When you think about
The
LeBron,
Lakers
think about consistency.
became more clear,
He's been great for 20 years.
which
think about
is
MJ.
very, very, very
About getting better.
underwhelming.
Obsession. Kobe obsession.
Rob Pelinka
Steph.
is asleep at the wheel.
Man, it's not just skills. The thing that
And
makes
it's definitely
me a step further than people.
it's
is the
hard to watch
obsession
as a
and the
Lakers
discipline
fan.
afterwards the game.
Go for Giannis or something, man. Just make it some big trade, man. You got AI out there. Trade him.
Well, I think the biggest question heading into today's trade deadline was what happens with Giannis? He posted, he waxed poetic, no pencil, but I'm still drawing all the attention here. And Brian, we now have our answer as we are 12 minutes away from the NBA trade deadline, less. And the Bucks have made it clear Giannis will remain on this roster through the deadline into the summer in the hopes that they can still build a contender.
Yeah, so Shams was saying earlier that, after
minutes,
they
y'all.
decided they were going to not trade Giannis, they went to look to see if they could improve the roster between now and 3, and they haven't been able to do that, which I get because they don't have really draft picks to trade and they don't have expiring salary to trade. And so now, where do you go from here? You have a team that when Giannis doesn't play is frankly one of the worst teams in the league, and when he does play is 500. And what you really need is your draft pick to improve. So I don't know how you're going to negotiate this with Giannis, but if you've made the decision not to trade for him and your reasoning is that you think you can get good enough through the offseason to get better, the only way forward is to tank the rest of the season, and you can't take when Giannis plays. When Giannis doesn't play, tanking happens easily. When he does play, you're 500. This is going to be elementary.
Wendy, I have a question on that. Has Giannis told them that if you don't move me now at the deadline, I want to be moved this summer?
I don't think he's been clear about anything, which is part of the problem and why we're in this stalemate situation.
But how did we get to this point? When I say this point, meaning how did they even start, accepting calls on him? He had to say something. He had to open the door some kind of way.
Well, if he opened the door, they opened. The one thing is, if you're a franchise owner or you're a president of a team, at the end of the day, you can complain all day, coach. I don't want to be coaching this team, but if I want you to coach this team, you're going to go honor this contract until I'm ready to do it. And so at the end of the day, the Milwaukee Bucks still will have to make the decision.
That is true until this summer, right? Because Giannis has the ultimate quiet all the answers card. The ultimate, I want to stay in Milwaukee. The ultimate, I'm going to shut down all of the speculation conversation and put 10 toes down on exactly what I've been hinting and saying and telling The Athletic and telling the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, and that is signing a contract extension, because he becomes an expiring contract. And are the Milwaukee Bucks going to say bok bok?
No, that's still your card. You're like, he's an expiring contract that won't sign a remaining an extension. So now that's why I'm going to trade you. But if you sign this extension, I'm going to keep you. So it's a simple thing. You could balk all you want. And this is not a dating relationship. It's not like, oh, you get to leave.
Right.
No, you got to come to work. And when Giannis comes to work, he is going to perform.
Or he can be deactivated.
And that's crazy. To be honest, if I was any one of those other guys on the roster, I can't wait for this season to be over with. People don't realize how hard it is to be in a situation like this. Like, you want to walk into a work environment where you're somewhat happy, right?
I'm happy every day I walk into work. Every single day.
Feelings are mutual, but this is what I'm saying. Every single day that they're going into that practice facility, that game arena, it is a dark cloud over that organization. They're miserable. Sometimes some of them guys probably walk in, put their fingerprints in the thing, and hope it don't work. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. People don't understand the stress level.
Well, people at home, when he says fingerprints, he means to get into an NBA locker room, it's actually fingerprint activated.
Yeah, sometimes key cards, sometimes fingerprints, sometimes
for clarity, so everyone else
Brian,
understands what you're
explain, though, the crossroad, because the Milwaukee Bucks, if this wasn't the crossroads, right, which we all sort of felt like, okay, this was the first, they are going to come to a hard and fast stop sign in the summer. What is that?
Yeah, so this fall, but he can let anybody know at any time. He could say today, this fall, he has
any
the option.
naysayers?
He has the option to extend his contract 4 years, $270 million. And for a player in his 30s with some history of recent injury, $270 million is nothing to laugh at. Like, that is a reasonable thing.
I'm not laughing.
It's not even without injuries.
I'm not laughing.
So that's that's a thing. And it really, this comes down to, are you signing it or not? If you're signing it, then let's go, buddy. Like, start laying the foundation for the statue. We're never trading you. Let's go. If you don't sign it, they have to trade him. It's just elementary. It's really not that complicated. It's just elementary. But Giannis won't give that simple clarity. He hasn't done it, and so that has allowed the Bucks to do what's best for them. And what's best for them is to make this decision in the summer. The trade options are better in the summer.
But hold on, first, deactivate Giannis.
Well, Giannis is hurt. He is hurt right now. He is on the injury list. And I'm telling you, I know that Giannis said he was out 4 to 6 weeks. Doc Rivers said no timeline. That was not an accident.
Doc Rivers also said that he's progressing.
Good for him.
Well,
I hope he feels great.
All of that smoke, all of that, some fires that have popped up earlier this week, it's all settling down into this. We're 1 minute away from the 2026 NBA trade deadline. It's been a little bit of a funky deadline here, but what seems very, very clear is unless there's some haymaker that's thrown in the next 45 seconds.
Sometimes they come in after.
Sometimes they do. That Ja Morant is going to remain with the Memphis Grizzlies, that Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to remain with the Milwaukee Bucks. That feels, Kenny, like where we're settling into.
Yeah, it is surprising in Memphis because if Jaren Jackson was able to be moved, that the writing is that this team is in a full rebuild, because as good as Ja Morant has been and will be, pairing him with Jaren Jackson was part of the success. So now you get rid of the success, you think the other domino would be him. And if it's not now, there would be a time that happened. I'm not sure because they didn't bring an asset in to say, hey, this actually pairs with Ja to continue to maybe have us be a contender.
And they traded Bain last year, got a bunch of picks. They traded Jackson for a bunch of picks.
Coach.
So naturally, Morant's the next guy to get more young
Coach, did you
picks.
feel that? Did you feel that?
It's over?
We just crossed the NBA trade deadline. You're first over on this side. How does it feel?
I made it.
Wait, just
A
then.
black suit, baby.
Just then. Coach is traded to CNN.
I'm out.
Coach has made it through his first NBA trade deadline. And what a strange trade deadline that was. Should we talk?
This is one of the most strangest trade deadlines I've ever experienced, where a team like the Washington Wizards finished as the king of who won the trade deadline. The Washington Wizards. Can you believe that? They got Trae Young, D'Angelo Russell, and Anthony Davis. Can't make it up. Fleeced them. Fleeced it. Great trades. And to be honest with you, Cleveland did good too by getting James Harden, getting rid of Darius Garland. He not dependable. James gonna get them big men some easy buckets. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Easy buckets, y'all. Easy buckets. So it was a big moves this year for those two teams, Washington Wizards and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think Mavericks set their future up real good. Shout out to Nico Harris again for setting that team up for a good future. Now you get rid of Kyrie in the off season, and off season also looked like the Clippers are going to get rid of Kawhi. This is it, off season, and I see a landing spot for him instantly, and it might be the Lakers and Golden State. Those are two spots. Those are the two spots who can get them. I mean, they're gonna have draft. They're gonna have a lot of cap space at the end of the year with LeBron gone. So it's gonna heat up right now. But I love the way Cleveland got better, and Washington Wizards set their team up for next year, not this year. But Cleveland, the only team that really got better going into this year. I mean, this was awful. Milwaukee, oh my God, they got a big problem. They right in the middle road. They need to tank, because if Giannis come back, they're gonna finish as an average team. They're gonna get a bad draft pick. My Lakers got more clear, and what I mean by that is more Caucasian, not in a bad way. I mean, we got we got Caucasians that can shoot the ball real good, but here's the major problem: they're not that athletic. And right now, in the Western Conference, it's all athletic. It's a big problem they got to deal with. So stay tuned, man, for more AMC reaction. You know what it is.
Whoa. What is going on?